Hello everyone, Little Greg here with another gameplay commentary. This is Stevcha or Stevecha. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He's got about 4,000 subscribers, and if you do not know me, I find Helldivers 2 gameplay that needs commentary, and I add my own commentary over it. So you'll see on my YouTube channel a collection of games from other YouTubers that are no commentary gameplays, but from me, I provide the fun times. And sometimes I'm nice, sometimes I'm mean. Today I'm in a relatively neutral state, but Stevcha really stepping it up today with the machine gun sentry, spear, 500 kg, crossbow, gas mines, and gas grenades. But what I find, there's several things I find interesting about this gameplay. The first one is he's using a warrant. I haven't seen a warrant in a recorded commentary in a long time. He utilizes the crossbow very well, and he does something really interesting with the spear that I will cover when it comes up in the gameplay that I have not seen before, that I know you will learn something from it if you are a spear user and want to use the spear. Two charges up ahead here, patrol. Gonna take him out pretty easily here with the spear. I feel like they may have nerfed the spear secretly. I'm not sure. I'll cover that a little bit later when we see something in this gameplay that highlights what I'm talking about. But Stevcha up to a really strong start taking out this patrol as we are moving our way to a sieve artillery up on the top of this hill. Forgive me, I am fighting a bit of a cold, so if I sound a little bit congested, that's what's going on. I've been slamming some Dayquil like nobody's business. I think one thing that you really have to pay attention to here in this gameplay is when Stevcha chooses to engage enemies. Right now he's choosing to engage his enemies at the top of this hill because I believe he knows that once he activates the sieve, he's going to have to fight them anyways. And it's nice he's using a crossbow because he's able to engage from such a long distance before the Terminids find out where he is exactly. And utilizing high ground here is really important to get the nice aim and the splash damage on the Hive Guards and the Hunters that are at the bottom that are still having a hard time finding out where he is. However, only one more round left on this crossbow. So we're going to need to get a resupply, but a bug breach is coming out ahead of us. Utilizing the machine gun sentry and the gas grenades to help weed out some of this issues. But saving the gas mines to help contain the bug breach is very smart. Gas mines are so strong, guys. If you don't use them in your games, you have to. I use them almost every game I'm against Terminids. 500 kg coming into this small nest ahead to a right as Stevecha moves around this mountain to get a better angle. Very smart of him to clear out the nest as the bug breach is coming out and then wrapping around to find a different angle so he's not trapped between the nest and the bug breach getting crushed. Now, this is two spears that have been tanked by this Bile Titan. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Almost always, one spear would take one out back in the day, but now I'm finding when I'm using it, it's 3 spears. And now it's 2 spears and a 500 kg finally taking this Bile Titan out. This is completely unfair to this. I don't know what is going on behind the scenes, but it should not take 3 spears to take out a Bile Titan. 75% of your ammunition in one machine is pretty ridiculous. Check out that technique. I don't know if you saw what was going on. The first time I saw this, I thought the game was glitched. However, Stevcha is emoting before shooting the spear in order to make sure he lands on enemies that are within 20 or 30 meters of him. This is the first time I've ever seen this. He's utilizing this. He's going to do this several more times this gameplay. But he's equipped an emote, and I know the developers did not mean for this to occur. So hopefully this doesn't get too far out of the bag for it to get patched. But maybe they don't care, and they say, hey, this is skill. We just got diffed if I'm on the developer team. Double tapping that Bile Titan as a Hellbomb is baking close by. Going to turn on the machine and reorganize some of these missiles to go into the sieve artillery, a napalm and an explosive. And I believe some static here. Yeah, static and maybe smokes around us. This gameplay is going to be Stevcha trying to get all the secondary missions complete, the secondary objectives complete. This is such a great gameplay because he doesn't use a single stim and utilizes the resupplies very well. This is something that may or may not work in a full lobby because this is a resupply hungry type of a loadout, given the ammo economy of the spear. He's going to have to pick and choose his shots really wisely, but also Stevcha does a really great job of picking up ammunition throughout the map. So it's going to require all of these skills that not that many Helldivers have to play this loadout to the extent that Stevcha is playing it. I think that many Helldivers would position themselves incorrectly and maybe mismanage the cooldown of the machine gun sentry, get surrounded by maybe hunters or something like that. You can use a gas grenade here to not get in trouble with this. Watch this emote. Unbelievably awesome. Unbelievably awesome. Transforming the spear into a new weapon, and here's a warrant. Going to take care of the close range threats around us. There's a streaker nest in the distance. Probably not for long because the spear handles these things with ease. So resupply going to come down on top of this small hill as we're going to work on taking out the streaker nest in the distance. One thing I like about Stevcha is I may make the mistake sometimes of throwing down machine gun sentry when I may not have to, but he utilizes it. He only uses exactly what he needs to use in a given situation, and I think that this is just extremely intelligent on his part. One charger within this group, but the trimmers have stunned, and that is going to allow Stevcha to throw the 500 kg to handle the charger without having to waste a spear on that. Oh, here comes. Actually, the 500 didn't take out that charger. Here it is to say hello. Hello, Mr. Charger, dying before he takes out the machine gun sentry. And there it is, the mode again, taking out the other close range charger and picking up one more resupply as we gear up for more trouble ahead. Double tap with the bow and then swap into a warrant to finish off the job. I think the Stevcha uses the bow about as well as you can against the Terminids here. We'll see later as he's clearing out the Mega Nest, him using the bow to its full potential, and that's really that the bow is able to close bug holes from a long distance, as well as the Eruptor, and that allows Stevcha to have really good positioning as this bug breach is going to come out. Saving the gas mines for the bug breaches, and making sure those gas mines do not get destroyed by the Terminids as they deploy. Throwing one gas mine out before the mines are activated, one charger coming out of the bug breach, and gonna let the mines do their work on the many enemies ahead. One thing that's really nice is both of these primary weapons, this primary and a secondary weapon, you're able to shoot through gas. So you're able to do explosive damage with the bow, and you're able to lock on through gas with the warrant. An advantage here that I think is really nice. Because you have to pick a close range weapon to pair with a bow. You can't use the ultimatum, for example, in this loadout, because the second a hunter jumped on you, you would be forced to fisticuff. And that would be no bueno. Sorry, I'm trying to not hack a lung here for you guys. But 32 minutes left in this game. Going to be moving on to maybe a rogue research station. No, we're looking at the Mega Nest just ahead here. Massive nest, many holes to plug. But the bow is going to make this look pretty easy. Again, this gameplay has no stems. No, Seaf Artillery in for the Bile Titan respawner. As we've closed one of the 11 holes. I note that Stevcha is moving around the perimeter of this Mega Nest, not getting himself trapped and luring to the seductive low ground within these Mega Nests. Staying to the high ground, rotating around the enemy, making sure that all of the bugs kind of stay in that hole as we work our way on the outside here. Spear coming off cooldown, resupply coming off cooldown, 3 of 11 closed. 3 of 11 bug holes closed. We need to lock onto the Spore Charger. Stand within 30 meters. And going to take it out without the need of the emote. Love the positioning here. Backing up when needing to. Seeing another charger in the distance here. Closing distance. But the artillery spear taking its next victim. Gas mine's down as another bug breach is out. Gonna need to create more space. I believe the machine gun sentry is probably off cooldown as well. I'm curious as to why Stepcha hasn't elected to lay down the machine gun sentry to help manage some of these hunters that come out. Potentially fearing a charger closing out too early. Probably just trying to... There it is. Maybe slightly late, but really good foresight here from Stepcha, as we need to reload before the Ball Titan pukes all over our machine gun sentry. And one tap. See, sometimes it's one spear, sometimes it's 17 spears to close it out, as we are in the last spear of the 4. So Stepcha needs to be very careful about and selective on what he uses spear on. Opting for the 500 kg to clear out this nest, letting and the last spear out as well. So Spore Spear we're taken care of. We're going to resupply down. No, just calling down the secondary spear. Yeah. Scratch what I said earlier. He doesn't need to be careful about how many spears he uses because the spear is off cooldown, and I briefly forgot about that. But look at that 8.5 minute cooldown for his next spear. Luckily, this is a solo gameplay, so it sounds like, from what I'm picking up, Steph just putting down, he just wanted to flirt a little bit with the Mega Nest. Come and do the Rogue Research Station, and then go back after the bugs have gotten all their anger out. 500 kg is just that good all-around American type of weapon, right? You know, you come in and just lay down a big fat bomb. The Warrant. I would love to see more and more players use the Warrant. Very good at clipping the close enemies and the close hunters. But still, there must be a Spore Charger in the way here because we can't see much. Curious to see what Stepcha's doing here, moving away. Maybe trying to draw around... Oh, 500 kg into the Rogue Research Station. Never mind. I thought he was calling that a Hell Bomb. Gas mine's off cooldown. And, oh, using the Sief instead of the 500 kg. And Spear to clear up this Spore Spewer. Spear is really great at closing objectives from a far distance. And I'm curious as to why he chose a Spear over the recoilless rifle. Maybe just to show off his emote ability here for the close range enemies. Plenty of ammunition, 6 rounds and 4 reloads in the Warrant, 6 in the bow. Got a little bit of enemies hanging out near this previous Spore Spewer. But still plenty of time. You'll notice throughout this gameplay that Stepcha is very smart about the engagements he decides to take. Knowing that the countdown is low on bug breaches. So next engagement he gets into, it's likely to cause a bug breach. And why get into a confrontation if you don't have to, especially if you're doing a no-stem run? Utilizing the minimap here to make sure he moves around different enemies on the way to the Mega Nest. I wonder what's happened as he left that bug breach earlier. How many of these bugs are still hanging around waiting for Stepcha to come back? Chilling out, saying, hey, you know, let's just plop down here, camp out for the night. We know Stepcha has to come back and clear out this Mega Nest. We'll be waiting for him. Maybe it was scout armor he used. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to the armor set. It kind of doesn't matter because he didn't take any damage this game. So we know it's not medic. We know it's not grenades. I'm not sure. It may be scout loadout. .500 hitting the mountain behind, not taking out the bug holes he hoped. Yep. That is a unfortunate event. We'll try again, throwing it in a slightly different spot, as it's drawn attention of the bugs in the bottom of the Mega Nest now I saw on the minimap. So those bugs are going to come back around and probably get killed by that 500 that was just dropped by Stepcha. With just a handful coming out. See, managing the chaff in this dark world, the Warrant is shining. I would have not even picked up that there was an enemy behind. I see actually one hunter maybe in the distance. But locking in and just ripping through a hive guard here. Warrant is definitely underrated. Most people decide, hey, I'm going to pick up a grenade pistol or an ultimatum against the bugs. But Steph just says no. I'm bringing law and justice with a warrant. Throwing out a couple of gas grenades as the... I'm not sure what's going on with waiting for the mines to actually start working here. Yeah. And it's going to help mitigate many of the issues coming out of the bug breach. Steph picking up 2 as he refills his grenades as well. Trying to lock onto this charger on the other side of the small hill. As killing the spore charger will help create visuals that are much needed for Stepcha 60 meters away. And DED dead. Impaler coming out of the mega nest saying, hello, buddy. I would like to talk to you. I'm going to take a nap now. I love the spear. I would just wish it was... I wish it killed everything in one shot, honestly. They should probably just say, hey, we're going to make it 3 total bullets, and it will kill all of things you want it to kill. I feel like that would be a nice trade-off for the spear. Reduces ammo economy even more and make you even more selective on when to use it, but when you use it, it's almost like a mini solo silo. This is how you're supposed to use the bow. Stevcha, not putting himself in danger, having to get in and dance with the hunters, but instead picking off these holes from a distance. 9 out of 11, 9-11. Holes to close as the streakers coming in behind. They snuck up on me too, Stepcha, but that's what the machine gun sentry is for, and it shines against streakers. The warrant will also help just a little bit on the lock-on, but creating distance as needed. Moving all the way around this mountain. Just trying really hard not to get flanked by some of the hunters that are coming out of the Mega Nest, as there are still bugs moving over the mines. It's probably a habit for Stepcha to go back through on his resupplies, but he does not need any at this time. Got a patrol out to the right. 2 patrols out to the right. A couple of small enemies, probably a charger also behind that small rock. But tagging them, just marking him, making sure he doesn't move in that direction. Management here of the minimap by Stepcha is superb. 2 more bug holes to close here. Picking up 1 and moving slightly around, dodging some of these mines to take out the last bug hole in the Mega Nest. As Stepcha's goal of closing out all of these side objectives before moving on to the main objective is coming to fruition. Now we get into some, what I call the walking simulator of Helldivers 2. We've got a long distance to traverse. So as we move along, what do you guys want to talk about? I know that the Helldivers 2 developers are moving in the direction of delaying new content in order to increase optimization of the game, which I think is very smart of them. The issues that I'm seeing on the forums are not very pretty right now. Choosing the warrant to take out this streaker. Look at that efficient slaughter. The most interesting part about this particular gameplay is the path that Stepcha is taking to the main objectives here, utilizing the minimap to dodge and to avoid conflict when not needed. We put down the machine gun sentry to draw attention, but that machine gun sentry is not going to cause a bug breach. So just going to ignore it, knowing he's eventually going to have to come back to this main objective anyways and fight those, I guess it was a Alpha Commander. Since he's not utilizing the machine gun sentry and is going to avoid conflict on the way to the main objective, excuse me, it's good to just burn a cooldown and see what he can take out without causing a bug breach.
How'd you like to taste of freedom?
Coming up shortly here to the halfway point on the timer, 21 minutes left in the game. Really good pace and movement and stealth coming out from Stepcha. Do we engage this Bile Titan is the question. Stepcha says no. I'm going to tiptoe around. Why should have been Stevecha this whole time instead of Stepcha? It's a gamble I'm willing to take. I think Stevcha sounds a lot cooler than Stevecha. But if his name was Stevecha, then that's hilarious. Just because of the name Steve. 3 Hive Guards, 1 Alpha Commander. Gonna run into a 500 kg. Laying down to increase the stealth abilities as they come to their end. And a small hole is made in the ground. We've got to turn on the power generator, and the second 500 kg is coming out. Trying to lock onto this streaker with a warrant, but not able to. Warrant against Hunter, no match. Utilizing the crossbow for the splash damage on the Alpha Commander. With a couple of High Guards left, 1 Alpha Commander, 2 High Guards, and to the right, actually some more Alpha Commanders that are not in screen right now. Here we are. Quick reload. Still plenty of ammunition. 4 out of 8 left on the bow. Still no damage taken from Stevcha this game, which is incredible. Maintaining the distance he needs to not get overwhelmed. Picking up on the top of the hill to use the machine gun sentry, though, as it comes off cooldown. That 90-second cooldown just feels almost criminal, does it not? Warrant out to protect the machine gun sentry, much needed. And this is what I'm talking about, shooting the crossbow into the gas. The biggest advantage of the crossbow over the Eruptor is probably has to do with the stealth mechanics of it, as the explosion from the crossbow doesn't necessarily alert any enemies where you are. So he's able to engage enemies from a long distance away without letting any hunters or any other patrols in the area know where he is. Was it a Bile Titan? No, just streakers. Avoiding the streakers. Not needed. Very smart. Again, no bug breach here in a while. Here's a Bile Titan. Can we avoid this conflict? Probably not. Maybe? No. Gonna have to engage. And fold that Bile Titan all the way to another planet. Did you see that bad boy take off? It was a one-way ticket. Using the spear right now on an Alpha Commander, which is really interesting. However, ammunition on the ground makes it very viable for Stevcha. Finally getting to the power generator. 20,000 points for the ability and the speed on which Stevcha entered that code. That man is cheating. He has to be. Another Bile Titan here in the distance. This thing is peeking over this generator, saying, "Hello, friend. I would like to sell you on fascism. Would you please come listen to me on fascism and how it works?" Stevcha says, "No, democracy only." Thank you. Folding again. Sometimes the spear in the face feels so good. What's really interesting to me is those Alpha Commanders in the distance have not even paid any attention to 2 Bile Titans getting completely annihilated about 15 yards from them. Or meters. I forgot this was a European game. I mean, this is on Super Earth. I'm sorry. What am I even saying? Got a small nest here near us as well. See on the mini-map. As, look how close this little patrol is here. We're going to gear up for some action here. 16 minutes left in the game. This gameplay actually has about 20 minutes left on it, so we're going to get into a time crunch later on. Here is that nest. I would have liked to see Stevcha start by closing some bug holes, but maybe he's got an ulterior idea. Throwing down a machine gun sentry and probably that 500 kg. No, just going to secure the top end of this hole, as a machine gun sentry is going to help clear out some of these other smaller enemies as he's taking out bug holes on the other end. I'm going to loop around while drawing attention to the area that he's leaving. And the machine gun sentry is going to draw that aggro for him. And then I'll open up the left side of this hive in this nest as a 500 going to take out these handful of bug holes for him, not needing to do a full loop. Things are a little dicey here. Steph just checking behind him and make sure he does not getting surrounded with some of those bugs coming from the right side. So he's just making distance as he's needing to. Yeah, very smart here. Avoiding all possibilities of a hunter jumping on him and going to live to see another day here. So choosing not to finish closing this nest to avoid death. Man, look at that mini-map. Staying in stealth. Somehow able to utilize stealth on the tournament front. I wonder if he's going to pick it up on the way. Ooh, wow. Even more here on the main objective as we're collecting the hard drive. Look at that mini-map. This is going to get hyper dicey. Utilizing a crawl here. That hunter could jump on him from this distance. I gotta say, I've never seen this. Or if I have, it's been a little while. Doing a small little jog as our visuals are being cloudy in darkness. Machine Gun Sentry going to draw some of the aggression that would come Stefja's way, as that hunter has no idea what's happening. Maybe he does. Just turn towards Stefja. But distracted from the Machine Gun Sentry is allowing Stefja to get high ground. That would have been brutal if Stefja would have been detected with the mountain to his back. But now, choosing to engage on top of the small rock with the high ground to his right, much smarter decision on the timing of engagement and the position on when he started. Wrapping around all the way out of the map, as he is using every little bit of this map. Gonna use the gas grenades as he's getting into a little bit of trouble here. With the bug breach coming out, this is looking nasty, let me tell you. Gas mine's going to come. Very smart decision. The Machine Gun Sentry is off cooldown, so Stefja has to be very careful about taking any damage here as he is creating a lot of distance. Yeah, absolutely necessary. Only 13 minutes left on the clock here. Stefja is definitely trying to make this a no-stem run for the VOD, for sure. But doing so, it really is putting some pressure on the time bank for him. Trying to disengage and then re-engage from a different angle. One gas grenade left, using them as a defensive measure. Spear off a cooldown, 500 kg. Gonna need to come in for us big. Machine Gun Sentry off cooldown. That bug breach is coming his way in a heartbeat, let me tell you. Lots of red here on the minimap. I don't know if I've ever seen a player use the minimap nearly as well as Stefja has. Coming back to the Mega Nest. He visits a place. Stefja just tickles it a little bit, pisses off the bugs, and says, you know what? That conflict you wanted, I'm going to forget about it and go to the main objective and piss them off. And then after I piss them off, I'm going to come back to you. Very intelligent but inefficient way to run a mission. As we're 11 and a half minutes and we still haven't completed the main objective yet. We all know what's going to happen here, that he's going to do this thing, but it's going to be a little bit stressful for me and for you. Spore Charger to the left. Somewhere to the left. I can see that stink cloud from a mile away. Can you not? Handful of enemies here at the bottom of this nest, but only one bug hole left to close. And hopefully Stefja can do it stealthily. Not before picking up a couple of rare samples just for Super Earth. Gotta support that. There it is. Hey, baby. And there it goes. Heavy bug nest closed. without needing to get in any kind of conflict. If this were an Eruptor, Stevcha would have a big problem on his hand. But because he's using the bow, stealth is a factor, especially in solo gameplay. If this were a full squad, absolutely no. We would be getting into bug breaches after bug breaches after bug breaches. But Stevcha with the map management and mini-map management on full display. This is my first time ever watching a game from him. I think we maybe covered more of his games, considering the unique playstyle he has. Now, I do know there's other stealth players out there, but maybe I've found mine and my love. Maybe I'll call him Steve Ja and just say I love Steve. Coming back to the main objective. Yeah, using that machine gun sentry really well. As the main aggro drawer. 500 kg going to come in and help as well. Still one gas grenade, holding on to it for dear life. Using the gas grenades only in defensive measures when he's really freaking out. Every piece of this loadout is important. From the armor, that's got to be scout armor. From the armor, to the spear, to the bow. Speaking of spear, it's time to have some more spear love. That was a Alpha Commander. Here comes the Bile Titan, waiting until the Bile Titan lined his head up with the face of the spear. Is it a Hive Guard? No, it's Alpha Commander. Going to utilize spear on that one. And a couple of Hive Guards behind. Crossbow, just enough distance to do that, as that Hive Guard was trying to call in a bug breach. So now we know the timer is reset on bug breaches. The stealth will be very important as we reload ammunition for both our bow and for our spear. Coming up to the main objective. 8 minutes and 29 seconds left. But no time wasted on entering the codes on the terminals this game. Laying down to maximize stealth. Trying to shoot the crossbow to draw attention elsewhere. Very smart. We don't want a bug breach to happen here. We don't want to have to manage it. Stevcha. Very smart. We're going to have to be here for a while. See, yeah, now those enemies are going where he shot the crossbow just moments ago. Drawing that patrol away from his position. As we pick up the SSD. And one thing I want to say about this loadout is that the members that are using the ultimatum, we're going to have to drop it to engage any enemies, but the warrant, you don't have to do so because it's a true sidearm. However, with the stealth, the Stevcha is showing us, and the prone, and the crouch, I don't think we're going to get into an engagement until we get to the next main objective. Even if that, he might stealth all those way to extraction, in all honesty. We're a little tired, recharging. 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Still holding on to that one gas grenade from what seems like hours ago. Now, remember earlier, Stevcha laid down the machine gun sentry to clear out some of the enemies, so I'm not expecting to find a full party of enemies here at the main objective, where we're going to upload our local relay. Still in the transportation stage. One patrol to the right, one enemy up on the top of the hill here. Alpha Commander and Hive Guard probably in the distance. 3 enemies in the distance. 3 Hive Guards, actually, to the left of Stevcha. Just weeding right through the enemy lines. No detection. It takes patience, intelligence, and the right loadout. No, we don't want to spear right now. We're going to throw down the machine gun sentry against the wall here, trying to draw out some of the enemies without causing a bug breach. Going to lay down before drawing attention. Hive Guard out here. The last gas grenade finally coming out as Steph just got into a little bit of trouble with the stealth falling through. Using the crossbow. Going to create some noise, but the only enemies that have seen him so far are DED dead. As we luckily have a resupply that Steph just threw down ages ago. Going to pick up the last resupply here as we're still holding on to the SSSD. Machine gun sentry getting a ton of value here in the distance. Picking off the enemies that are on top of the hill. Doing it with ease with a no bug breach. Super important here, no bug breach. Stevcha hasn't had to use his gas mines since the 1970s, let's be honest. So the combination of stealth mechanics plus... Oh, gonna have to take out the streaker. Don't want to unless you have to. Hive guard here waiting. Again, the name of the game right now is just not getting a bug breach. Not getting seen. Trying to close out this main objective without getting into a dance party. Patrol out here. Yeah, this is scout armor. I mean, Steph just using scout armor like a freaking professional, let's be honest. Utilizing the crossbow so well. Gonna draw that patrol away from his position again. Machine gun sentry off cooldown. Here's another patrol in the distance. That may be stationary, actually. Picking up ammo along the way to the main objective up top. Satellite tower. Is that a charger? To the left of your screen right now? What is that on top of the hill? Who knows? Again, if you don't know, if you're... Oh, wow. 2 chargers here on the bottom side. Maybe just letting this crew go through. No. Gonna draw the attention here with the crossbow. Group of hunters. We may be forced into conflict here. In which case, it's going to be at least a bug breach and ugly times ahead. That's stealth scout armor. So close to confrontations, but another intelligent move around the patrol here on the way back to the terminal. Yeah, time is definitely ticking down. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on our game clock. So we're going to lose orbit on the way to extraction. I don't see the way that we could do so where we can get to extraction, call it in time. The one thing that's going to be tricky is managing the spear ammunition with the resupplies here, because he's only going to have 1 resupply left. I imagine we're going to call down everything we can, like the extra spear. Oh, wow, streakers out of nowhere. Alerting some of the enemies. Stevcha is going to try to reset here. Calling the machine gun sentry down to draw attention away from the main objective. And the streakers, not planned. 500 kg in as the machine gun sentry is going to try to handle these streakers here. And the warrant double tapping. Hopefully. That's all we have to clear out. I don't know if it alerted any other enemies. No, that patrol is continuing to move on. So, home free home it looks like for Stevcha. Home sweet home, however you want to say it.
Tagging map.
Just below the 2-minute warning here as the data is being uploaded. And we are definitely at least 2 minutes away from extraction on foot. Overall, this has been a phenomenal gameplay. Definitely different than the games that I've commentated recently, or differently. You know, when you look at duos or full games, there is just something I think really special about a good solo game in Helldivers. And when I saw this, I review so many gameplays from players. And when I saw this, yeah, spear coming out, so he's going to alert some enemies. And probably actually trying to draw a bug breach right before he leaves. So we can just run to extraction. And those bugs will not break at extraction. So being a little bit loud on the exit here, also very smart. 1 minute left. We're going to go ahead and activate the resupply and the machine gun sentry, as we are not going to have anything to call down here in about 52 seconds. So interesting he's choosing a threat on the machine gun sentry now. Probably just to protect this resupply. And this will be the last little bit of ammunition, weapons, and grenades. Most importantly, grenades. That Steph's just going to pick up this game. More streakers here in the distance. Probably going to prone down. Yeah, avoiding conflict. Hello, streaker. Please don't notice me. Please don't notice me. Please don't notice me. That one is noticing you. Oh, Stefcha. Almost got it. 12 seconds. No need to call down Pelican 1 because one's going to be brought to your position anyways. Gonna instead move to pick up the super samples, maybe. I'm not sure the reasoning behind the choice of path here for Stefcha. I'm sure he'll let me know. Just making a wide path to draw attention away from... I have no idea what he's doing. Whatever he's doing, I bet it's smart. Whatever it is. Maybe just taking inventory of the bugs that are in the area. And trying to go to a safe place to wait. So then, yeah. Trying to go to a safe place to just prone down and wait. And then when Pelican 1 arrives, he's just going to go get in that bad boy and go home. See, stealth needs to be applauded in this game. Very efficient mission. Not necessarily from a time perspective, but from a bugs you kill versus bugs you have to kill. 53 seconds left. Yeah, as we wait on Pelican 1 to come in, I want to thank everybody for watching this full gameplay. And thanks for the support of the channel. We're up to, as of the recording of this, 79 subscribers. Again, if you like or watch any of my videos, I just go and find good gameplay that has no commentary, and I add commentary to it. Eventually, I want to find a duo that plays together often, and I want to edit together their point of views into one video. I think that would be extremely interesting. With added commentary, it would be something like you've never seen before. But for now, we're keeping it simple with just finding good YouTubers, finding strong players, recording gameplay, and this is all I'm doing. I enjoy doing it a lot. 5 seconds left to Pelican 1. I would have to rate this gameplay very highly. We'll be covering Stefcha again in the future. Make it look easy. Solo, no damage taken. Solo super Helldive mission with the stealthiness of the bow, but not using the recoilless rifle, using a spear, which I think actually counts against him because the spear is harder to use anyways. Thank you very much for watching this gameplay. We'll see you next time. I am Illiterate Greg, and this is Stefcha with an amazing gameplay. See ya.